Welcome to Soul Therapy with Chelle. I am Chelle Griffin and I practice as a soul doula. I combine therapeutic knowledge and lived experience with a healthy dose of spiritual exploration. Feel welcome to join me as we learn and grow together, exploring the magic and wonderment of experiencing life on earth as a spiritual being. Welcome back to part 2 of my episode with Andrea Beaufort from Be Free Kinesiology and Quantum Healing Hypnotherapy. Welcome back.
Hello. We had such a good chat before. We're going to continue.
We just had a sip of our coffee and tea and off we go again. This time I thought we could chat. You run a spiritual book club that I am part of. And for those that know me personally, know I'm in a few different book clubs.
Is it five? 4
or 5. Yeah, let's not go there. But one thing I would love us to chat about is our favourite books that we've been doing in Spiritual Book Club.
It's beautiful.
This year, last year as well. Have you got a favourite so far?
Oh man, we've read so many, haven't we?
Yeah.
I think my favourite, and this one's a really controversial one because everyone had different opinions about it, but it was the Holographic Universe by Michael Talbot.
Yes.
I loved it after chapter 3. We always talk about that. Just get over the first 3 chapters because the first 3 chapters are really quite hard going and, you know...
Very intense.
Yeah, and everyone sort of... often threw the book out by then. But from that point on, I just found it fascinating. I loved it. I love the clinical trials, the experiments, the information. Yeah, I found that really fascinating. What about you? What was yours favourite?
I got to chapter 3.
Oh, you still haven't done it? You've got to keep going.
I have the book there. I've also downloaded the audiobook. So I thought
lovely.
I might do them in tandem.
Beautiful.
And balance it out a bit.
Yes.
But I remember I was on retreat and detoxing and trying to meant to be in bed at like 8 o'clock each night, and I'd try and read.
Not too much.
And those first 3 chapters were very brain twisty.
Very heavy.
I think I did chapter 4 and went, I'm just not getting it.
Yes.
And like everyone said, get past chapter 3, and I've done that, and I'm not getting it. But I think you said later, like maybe it's after chapter 4.
Yeah, it really does turn. Like it's like 2 different books, and after then it just gets more enjoyable to read and interesting.
Practical.
Yeah, whereas the first few chapters are really quite
very technical, very
technical. It reminds me of Deepak Chopra's You Are the Universe.
Oh, okay.
I started to read that and I went, I'll save that for another day.
Yeah.
I like people that can really express, big concepts, but in a way that
just English
is easy for my brain to.
Yeah.
I love Bruce Lipton. Bruce Lipton can really do that.
Yeah.
He's a amazing scientist and epigenetist, and yet he can write in a way that lay people can really understand what he's saying, and I like that ability, because otherwise what's the point of the book? If you can't convey the message in a way that people can understand, then it's like over too many people's head.
Yeah, you want it to land.
You want it to land. I love that.
Yeah.
Power of 8 was another really great one.
Oh, it really was. We all loved that one.
Yes. Yeah, well, we started doing Power of 8
we did.
healings after that.
That was our second one, wasn't it?
I think
My first.
Yeah. What was your first book?
I think Power of 8.
Oh, okay. Yes, we'd done
was
a few.
Was that the second book club, though?
Oh, can't remember.
Yeah.
I know the first one was The Game of Life and How to Play It.
Oh, that's right. Well, I did that one.
Oh, okay,
yeah. So maybe Power of 8 was after that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And we started doing our group, Power of 8.
Oh, I love them. That's my favourite thing. The energy.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And we've got a lovely little group together now that if we need some support, like everyone did a Power of 8 for me when I was going in for surgery, and I was lying there on the trolley bed thing, lost my words, lying there on the gurney.
Yeah, well, just a hospital bed,
Yeah,
maybe.
that
It sounds like you're going off in a morgue. You're saying that.
I was lying there, everyone, like there was a birthday afternoon tea going on and a surgery going on in the next theatre, and everyone's sort of buzzing around, and then it all went really quiet, and I'd been just laying there and took myself through a meditation, and I just suddenly was having this really amazing experience, just this sense of peace, like I felt it through my body, just washing through my body. And then suddenly everyone was out of their afternoon tea, and all the nurses were flitting around again, and I've looked around and seen a clock, and it was the time that you were all doing the Power of 8, because I was meant to be in surgery at that time, and it had been delayed. I was like, oh, that's why it was delayed. Yes. I was meant to be here. Yeah,
and go in with a different state of mind. Yeah. Oh, it's so powerful. When I first had one years and years and years ago, I remember just sobbing from the love that I felt from that circle. It's just such powerful energy. You know, you understand how it can heal people. It's just so amazing.
Yeah.
So that was a really great experience. And I love that she's like a journalist, and she's got all these amazing clinical trials and experiments that she's done, and she's honed into all these, scientists, and she's got this great body of work. I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of people take part in her experiments. I mean, that's not just chance.
So much evidence.
Yeah, I love it. And evidence-based. It's beautiful. That's another one of my favourites. I do love the game of life and how to play it, because I think it's
a really good one.
So simple.
Florence Scovel Shinn.
Yes, metaphysician back in the 1800s. I mean, imagine that, being a metaphysician back in the day. You know, not only was she a woman, Jewish,
she was also divorced,
and metaphysician,
and a scholar.
Yes, it's crazy that and people used to go to her for treatment. Book. No, it's so simple.
This tiny little book. Yeah, gosh, it was packed with.
Packs a powerful punch, doesn't it?
It really does. And for something written of that time, there was a lot of God reference, but it didn't feel like hugely religious. It was more like universal.
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Which that was probably quite a big shift for me from, I grew up in organised religion.
Yeah.
And so any reference to God or Jesus or Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, all those references, I just associated with organised religion.
Yeah.
But we've been going through these books that have kind of stripped all that away and gone, these were incarnations to support the collective, raise our vibration, and
written in such a way that people at the times would understand. That was the first book that I've ever seen, because she's the one that talks about, if you substitute in the Bible the word Lord, Lord, for law, as in LAW, karmic law, you'll read the Bible in a totally different way. And I found that fascinating. That was like a game changer for me. Because I was like you. My mum was searching for her religion, so I was every religion I could be.
Oh, wow.
So I should have been a theologian, because I quite love religion, but I don't necessarily have a good view of it.
Yeah.
But when I can actually, and the Bible too, but when I actually convert it into that, spiritual principles, I can see it for what it was. It's just beautiful teachings, understanding the law of the universe.
Yeah, I remember you sharing that when we were choosing that book, and that really supported me to be able to get through the book.
Yes, because we, when we have our filters and perspectives, and we get turned off by, things, that are too religious because of our, I'm the same.
Well, our beliefs come into play, and
our beliefs.
We just, hang on for dear life. And
absolutely.
So I've loved that about our group, that it's really opened my mind, expanded my way of thinking. And because even now there's books that I read that I'm like, I would never have picked this up, because we have we all get to sort of choose and kind of vote on which ones we're going to read, and they've opened my mind too. I've had sort of a set view on certain things. But I get something from every book.
even if it's just one little thing, and it makes me, live a better life. And that's the interesting thing, because most people will come in and they'll say, yes, I've read that book, and I go, yes.
But have you?
That's the easy bit. Are you following the principles? And not only following the principles when times are good, because that's easy.
Yeah.
It's like literally putting into practice when times are hard.
Yeah.
And that is where the gold is, Yeah.
I think that's the beauty of our book club, that we embody each book. We really take it out into our life. Whereas the other book clubs I'm in, some of the books, they're just purely for pleasure, which is
beautiful,
just as equally magical and necessary. But it's this learning process that we're going through, and growing and being open to new ways of thinking and being.
Oh, and some of it is challenging. I mean, we did Pussy.
I was just about to say, most controversial.
Definitely the most controversial was Pussy by Regina Thomas Hau. All about female empowerment. But I mean, things in that, some of those things in the book were a little bit, for some people.
I remember a lot of us were only a couple of chapters in going, this is not for me. I was getting messages from different, are you going to keep reading it? I don't know how I feel.
Got to commit. It's book club. It's like Fight Club.
But
book club.
I ended up finishing it because I had a car ride to do.
Oh, yes.
And I had it on an audio book, and I'll just finish it. And I did finish it. I'm so glad I did.
Yeah. A powerful message, but very, very tricky when you got it on audio, because, sometimes you forget.
Well, lucky I was in the car alone.
Sometimes when you pull up, people just look at you, hello, what are you listening to? But that was I think that was one of my favourites, actually. It's, essentially it's a book about trusting your intuition.
Yeah.
Written in a different way, but still that's what it was. And I'm all about empowerment for anyone.
Yeah.
We should all be taking our power back.
And she wrote that from the sacral chakra, whereas once I got past the confrontation of her referencing the pussy and the feminine, and I went, hang on, that doesn't resonate for me.
Yes. Yeah.
But coming from the heart chakra really resonates for me, and that just changed my whole perspective on what she was writing, and I was able to really dive in and embrace, and that was my word for 2024, embrace. So I had many opportunities to practice that. Pussy was one of them.
Well done. I think that's the good thing about book club, is because you're encouraged to read books that you would never pick up normally. And I like that. Well, Mary Magdalene Revealed was another of my favourites.
I think that was my favourite.
Yeah, and I would never have picked that up.
No, I had a complete religious connotation attachment with that, and I loved that book.
Yeah, me too.
And in my meditations, I have connected with Mother Mary Magdalene energy, and just I'm lost for words right now. I'm just I remember what that's like.
It really does transport you into a different world.
Yeah.
And it helps you reconnect to your own spirituality, your own learning, your understanding. Yeah, I love it. And in a way, it's a form of meditation.
Yes.
Because what we're doing is we're, every month we're connecting, we're learning, and, hopefully putting it all into practice, which, I think is an amazing thing.
And then we go out into our own worlds and we share that and offer that to those around us and include them in that growth.
Yeah, and for them to be inspired. Yeah. Inspired by our new ways of thinking and doing things, and then hopefully then they share it with other people.
Yeah.
And isn't that what we should all be doing and offering to this beautiful planet we're in,
I remember in my younger years, in my marriage, I would say, you have to read this. I need you to read this so you understand me. And now it's I can share just a little snippet of a book that really moved me and share that with my partner, and he gets an insight into what makes me tick, and
be the change, isn't it? Be the change, and then people see it. Yeah. What was your favourite book?
Oh, this year. Oh, what's a recent one we've done? I've forgotten the name of it.
we've done Eckhart Tolle, we've done Power of Now, we've done who's the author?
I can see it. No.
What colour?
I don't know.
Oh, not the last one, Lars Muir.
No, I haven't finished that one. The one before that we're all meant to...
Breaking the Habit of Being You.
Oh, Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Yeah, Joe Dispenza. Wow.
That was a really good one.
Yeah, anything Joe Dispenza writes is good.
And that's the perfect example of you can read a book, but have you really read it? Because I went to download that one and I already had it. And I'd already read it.
Well, I've done that with Eckhart Tolle. That was...
and the second time around, I actually got a lot more out of it. I was ready to read it.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready the first time.
But I say that about The Game of Life and How to Play It. I reckon I've read that 30 times.
Oh, wow.
And I reckon the last time was maybe only about 5 years ago, and I went, oh, that's what it meant.
Yeah.
So all those times, there's messages in there for your state of consciousness at that time, and you go, okay, this is good. I could do that. Yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
But then as you're going through it, you go, now I understand.
Yeah.
So interesting, isn't it? You know, you
one,
think you know.
One little package that just constantly change for us and uplift us and teach us new lessons.
Yeah.
And then that brings us to conversations with God.
Oh, I forgot about that. That is one of my favourites. That's beautiful. Yeah, volume 1, 2, and 3.
Because we all went off and ripped into the subsequent ones, didn't we?
Yes.
We just loved them.
That's profound, those messages.
Yeah.
And once again, that's another, it's the information is so profound, but it's only of use if you actually use it.
Yeah.
You change your life to accommodate it.
Yeah.
But that's another good one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't wait
know.
for 2025. Well, our current one we're doing, we veered off from non-fiction. We're doing a bit of a fiction this
Christmas.
time.
It's Christmas.
Yeah.
We wanted something a bit lighter.
Yeah.
The Life Impossible.
By Matt Haig.
I do love him. Yeah,
I
Midnight
love
Library.
a fable. Like it reminds me of like the Bible stories when I was little that would have that teaching message through fiction.
That.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if it's going to be revered in, in
I
100 years' time. It's like,
his writing is like that there's this underlying, like most fiction books do have that teaching element to them, but his seems to have this
beautiful spiritual message underneath.
Yeah.
I love it as a concept of being able to express metaphysical ideas through fiction, so more people understand it. It's beautiful. Beautiful skill to have. But I'm in the middle of that one, so that's so we've got a beautiful lineup this year. So many books. We think that we're going to exhaust them all, but
no,
there's so many beautiful books. So it's an exciting year ahead.
It is. Can't wait. Thank you so much for joining us again.
My pleasure.
And wishing you a beautiful, bright and delightful year ahead. Lots of wonderment and magical experiences.
Thank you. And for me to you as well. Much love.
Yeah. Thanks, babe.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing up for yourself by listening to Soul Therapy with Chelle. Feel welcome to subscribe to my podcast, share the pod with your friends, family, colleagues and neighbours, and please, if you are willing, I would absolutely love a 5-star review to give my little pod a boost in the algorithms. For further detail on how to work with me, please visit my website www.chellegriffin.com or find me on the socials. I hope you'll join me on my next episode. Till then, go gently and intentionally. With care, Chelle.